Hey, everybody, and welcome again to the Madroit Podcast. I, of course, am Jordan Haynes, alongside founder and CEO of Madroit, Winston Hofer. On the Madroit Podcast, guys, we strive to cover a variety of marketing topics and how they pertain overall to your business. And with that, today we're going to be talking about a topic that many people believe was fading away, but honestly is still recognized as one of the top digital marketing tactics going. That, of course,
Yeah.
is email marketing. Bet you didn't think I was going to say that. So, first off, let's just dive right into what email marketing actually is. Email marketing, typically a tactic used to send emails to a targeted group of people. And here you're typically going to be promoting your products, services, or even just your content. And you're striving to build relationships or drive customer engagement. So, when anything that I missed there?
Some things I'd add. I'd text message marketing, SMS marketing into that paired well. It can do really well together. And I'm just noting like the e-commerce side of email marketing is just so impactful too.
Don't give away all of our secrets, man. We're going to be diving into so much good stuff later in the pod.
Right. Oh wait.
So let me ask you this then with that. Why is email marketing relevant, important? Why are we talking about it?
Yeah. So email marketing is a direct relationship with your customers, clients, patients, everything, right? You own that. Unlike social media or ads, that you have to pay to interact or you have limited reach, you own that relationship. So it can be so impactful if done well.
Yeah, I would agree. And when I think about who is the ideal person to use email marketing, and the answer is everyone, right? If you're in a business and you're not utilizing email marketing, you're missing some of your customer segment, no doubt. You're able to, with email marketing, like you said, you control that relationship and using it to reach existing or even potential customers with personalized messages and offers or information that can interest them. It's just a nice way of communication to make it very frictionless. Like they don't have to make a purchase from that if you don't want to. You're not going to be bashing them over the head with it. But also, they may not care about something that you offer, and they don't have to care about something that you offer or about all the things that you offer, I should say. But with segmentation, you can personalize that message so it pertains to them based off of something like, let's say, their purchase history, right? Like I bought this pair of running shoes, so now I'm going to get an email message about those running shoes or another pair of running shoes that might be similar to it because that might interest me. Now,
Yeah. It's actually you saying that just reminds me of something, right? Like email marketing or just selling in general. 3 to 6% of people are looking to buy what you're selling at any given point, right? So yeah, your email marketing campaign is not going to sell to 100% of the people in the list, but while they might not buy it then, you're building awareness, you're keeping the relationship going, and when they do think of that item next time or your business, your type of business, okay, they're going to keep thinking of you, and then your fifth email might just hit them on the right day to where they're like, I'm ready to take action now.
you know, and I like that. I like that a lot. What you said there about your fifth email, now they're ready to take action. It varies so much, doesn't it? Like depending on your business, depending on who it is that you're targeting, what you're going after, or your industry, even you may be using email marketing for any wide variety of things. So, for example, if you're in an industry where seasonality dictates workflow, you could be dependent on email marketing as being a lead generation tool, right? But you could be in an industry where your email marketing is meant to be very informative to get people to sign up for a webinar or to sign up for an event or what have you. Now, you're going to want to include information for them that's going to intrigue them and give them an idea of why attending that event or attending that webinar is going to be so valuable for them and what they're going to gain from that. So I think that kind of leads us into the timing of your emails. Like important, not so important. I know a lot of people have a lot of opinions on when the right time is, But I think can I ask you to just touch base on what effect timing of email campaigns has with effectiveness?
Yeah, I can. Just for an example, check out when you get terms of service update emails. So they don't want engagement, right? So Friday afternoon,
Yes.
campaigns like Friday afternoon, it's strategic. So as far as us and our clients and people listening to this podcast, like you want to time your emails better than a Friday afternoon. So depending on your audience and when they're active, this you can measure, and best practices always change. But you definitely, it just makes such a big impact. Hit them at the right time, and you might not be selling to them for one email. It might be an awareness, so that time could be a little different versus the buying time, right? So timing is everything.
1,000,000%. And again, much like what we talked about earlier, and we're going to have to talk about this in more detail on another pod for sure. But what you're doing with those emails and your ability to track and analyze the data that you're receiving from those campaigns informs decisions. And that's the coolest thing about this as a digital marketing tactic is it doesn't have to be like you throw some grass up and oh the wind's blowing a certain direction so we should send the email at this time. Like you're taking in all that data and you're saying, okay, our click through rate on this email and the amount of leads that we generated or the amount of orders that we got processed was this and this at when we sent it at Monday at 8 a.m. But we sent this other email Friday at 4 p.m. and now our click through rate plummeted. We didn't get as many orders. People are commuting home or they're already doing something else. And it's not the best time. But that's why I think how you determine success and how you structure email campaigns is it really makes or breaks the success of the campaign as a whole. So I'll just take you through just a couple of key components that we found to be extremely valuable. So first off, collecting information. It seems like it shouldn't even be on the list as a key component because it should just be something that you're doing. But if your website is not set up to collect people's information, and as we've said, if you've listened to the podcast episodes previous, we are huge fans of reducing the friction. How easy can we make it for them to sign up to receive your email newsletter or to sign up to receive email updates? So collecting that, what we call first party data that you're collecting yourself and you own now is a vital component to building out your email list, which then leads you into the ability to segment out those audiences. So when we talk about audience segmentation, what are we referring to there?
Yeah, great question. And depending on the business, it can mean a few different things, but you're just trying to group similar prospect people, customers together to better communicate with them. So that could be based on an easy one is their buying patterns and habits or gender, like what type of clothes they wear or don't wear, right? That's an easy one. Business wise, you can target towards, okay, VP level type of content versus like in the weeds, detail oriented content that's educational, right? So segmenting that way can make a huge impact. And starting out, if you don't have any people in your contact list, yeah, you might not start with segmentation. First, work on collecting, but then shortly after, if you can get those segmented, because what you can do with that after with automations and drip campaigns specific to them can make a huge difference.
Yes. So I that's our first three there, right? Is list building, collecting that information, then audience segmentation, making sure that we're getting those into the appropriate groups, content creation. Your content matters. The way that you're structuring these is going to determine, okay, this is a valid email, or maybe this email looks like spam to me. So how you're structuring that with your promotional offers, or it could be product updates, event invitations, personalized recommendations, whichever you're going with, take the time, structure it, make it look good. Content creation. You just touched on this next one, personalization. So the ability to tailor your emails based on that user data, the clothes you like, the clothes that you don't like. That's what's ultimately going to keep them involved with your company and keep them looking to make that next purchase with your company, right? Or to make a first purchase with your company. Oh, we noticed that they looked at this pair of shoes or that shirt over there. Now we know that, okay, that's something that they're interested in. Let's make sure that we customize a message for them with that information.
So Troy, just to add another segment that can apply to many types of companies, have purchased versus haven't. Are they a prospect or are they someone who's already spent money with you in some way? So that's an easy one that most should implement as soon as they start in their email marketing journey.
And let's just continue with that, right? Because the way that email message is being sent, the old way would be that you would have somebody right there collecting that information and boom, we send them an email right away. Now it's all done with automation. So if you can set up that automation, okay, they put this item in their shopping cart and then they left the website. Boom, here's an email reminder because now it's been X amount of minutes without them completing the order. Setting up those triggers like that sets you up to be an efficient emailing machine that's doing nothing but staying in front of potential clients and customers and bringing them back.
Yeah.
And I think the last part of it is what we talked about early on is the ability to track and collect data. You can determine very simply success, failure based off of your key performance indicators, your KPIs that you have in place with your email marketing campaigns. So typically with this, we're going to be looking at things like open rates, click-through rates. Are there any other KPIs that you'd look for when it comes to tracking and analytics?
Yeah. With e-commerce tracking orders, that's huge. You can track per email. That's that it's a collective, so that metric can be really powerful. But you don't want to put all your eggs in that one basket KPI wise. To me, that's a huge one. And then depending on the type of company, opens and engagement, clicks, that's all really helpful. Reopens. But then ultimately you want to look at sales, look at booked meetings. Is that improving? So it's not a direct metric, but it's an overall KPI that you need to be striving for if that's the type of business you have.
Yeah, 1000%. And I think that there's an entire other discussion to be had when it comes to how you set up that tracking and how you set up those things to make sure that it is giving you an accurate depiction of what's actually coming in as a result through your emails, which I promise we will dive into at another time. I like to compare email marketing as a championship fighter. So this is the way that it made sense to me in my head because as there's so many contenders coming in and you have things like SMS and you have direct messaging and you have all these other platforms that are like coming to take the throne from the old championship fighter that's just been at the top for so long. And everybody thought that they were done. And all that email marketing has done has withstood the test of time and shown time over time that it still has that one last punch in it to stay near the top. And I think from it, when we talk ROI, that's what everybody wants to talk about, right? Your return on investment that you get from your digital marketing tactics. Email is one that is always going to turn up because of how cost effective it is, how you can structure it, and ultimately the results that it delivers. Main point again here, guys, email marketing can be highly effective, cost effective when partnered with the right strategy and reporting so you can make the right decisions for your business. All right, my friends, that is our episode for today. Again, please make sure to like and subscribe to the podcast wherever and however you listen to your podcast. And if you have any questions that you want us to talk about on the podcast or just like to get in touch with us, please visit madridmarketing.com/podcast. Everybody have the most amazing day possible, and we'll talk to you soon.